Hi, my name is Andy Green. I'm with the Pathfinder District at the Crossroads America Council. And I think that as we look at membership and what we can do to increase our membership, while I don't think that we've breached what we can do to get out there and recruit boys, I think one of our issues is that we're losing boys through retention. And I think that we lose the majority of our boys within the first 3 to 4 months before Christmas time, as their parents and themselves are trying to get their feet wet with the program, and they either get bored or they just decide that that's not for them. And I think one of the issues there is our leaders and how we train our den leaders. So I don't think that the solution is really to have a Saturday afternoon training where we have den leaders come out and we tell them what the program's about. I think that we need to really look at what our den meetings are and telling our new leaders what exactly they need to be doing in their den meetings and how they can keep them exciting for our boys. So I think that what I want to submit for Shark Tank is podcasting. I think that podcasting is something that is still just kind of grabbing feet. And as we look at our leaders today and our kind of new millennial parents that are stepping into these positions, I think a lot of these parents are really worried about their time. And so instead of asking them to come out on a day when they're going to be away from their kids or their family, how can we look at their time that they may just be wasting during the day? So that's when you're driving to work, when you're working on your computer at work, or in those times in the day where you can be listening to something in the background. And I think that through podcasting, that's a great way to reach out to these new parents and these new den leaders and tell them exactly what they should be doing in their den meetings. So I don't think that we need to reinvent the wheel in terms of what we're providing them for den meetings, but I do think that we can do is really personalize their experience with local local So we have a local person recording kind of a weekly or a bi-monthly podcast where we release it as one block, saying for your first den meeting, these are the things that you can touch on. These are the places where you can do it here locally. So if you need to go for a hike, these are the parks nearby that have the ability for you to do that. If you need to visit a fire station, these are the fire stations that we have in the community, and these are the contacts that we have at those places for make it easier for you. If you need to do some type of craft, you can get these supplies at this store. It'll maybe run you this much money, and maybe if you use your camp card, you can get a deal here. So really to help the den leading experience so that they can listen to something during the day and on their way to work and really simplify their training experience. And I wouldn't stop at just stop at the den meetings. I think that we can broaden it where we have PAC meetings, what the committee needs to do, even how to budget your year off of popcorn, and really see where we can broaden those opportunities. I would start with the lion and tiger years, and for a first year and a half, and then slowly add in those other aspects. And again, I think the true thing is using local people to record them and use local facilities and resources, because I've been in districts in Davenport, Iowa, and now Indianapolis, and both of those locations have completely different resources available to them for a tiger cub leader and what they can be doing. So where I'm asking for Shark Tank is not only for the podcasting equipment, where to get like nice microphones that probably run you a couple $100, but I would want to get 2 microphones so that we can have a nice product coming out, and maybe even like a small mixing board. Altogether, that would run maybe about $700 for 2 nice microphones and possibly a mixing board. But the other thing would be website serving for about 3 years. and depending on how many episodes we put out would depend on the amount of money. But altogether, I would see that being around $1,000. Different websites and that we would be able to use would also relegate if we can be on iTunes or not. And I would want to make sure that we can get on iTunes so that we can get right onto a parent's iPad or their iPod or their phone so that they can listen to our podcast in the car. And I think that being able to have that package available before our den meetings start, and we can hand that information to a parent and say, this lays everything out for you, and it works with you every week to continue up building your Cub Scout experience. And so that is my Shark Tank proposal, and I thank you for your consideration.